This summer, my family and I are on an epic road trip, and we're gonna see 5 different national parks. Right now, I'm at Voyageurs National Park, and I had no clue this place was gonna be this amazing. I literally had no plans of making any videos, not talking about this. I mean, literally, I knew nothing about Voyageurs before coming up here. Well, let me rewind that. I mean, I knew it was a national park, I knew it was in Minnesota, and I also knew it was gonna take me 4.5 hours to drive here from the Minneapolis airport. But what I wanna do in this video is I just wanna give you 5 things that I would recommend for you to do if you come to Voyageurs National Park. Now, I've only been here for a couple days. I really think if you're gonna come here, you probably wanna take a couple more days than I did. You could do it quickly. I'll tell you what I've been able to do in the last couple days. And then when you work on your itinerary, you can choose what you're gonna do. The first thing that I would encourage you to do is go to Kettlebell Falls. It's not some huge, massive waterfall, but it's this really kind of beautiful rushing fall where the lake that you're in is lower than the lake before it. And so you have these natural falls coming over. They've put a dam there, but you can park your boat. They actually have some really cool metal buoys, like the size of like tanker truck metal buoys, so you can't get your boat over to the falls. But there's this great spot where you can stop, you can get an ice cream, you can have a picnic lunch there, and then you take this little trail over to Kettlebell Falls. While you're there, make sure you go see what I was told is called the Tilton Hilton. I think it's really called the Kettlebell Falls, but Kettlebell Falls Hotel. It has this hotel that's a working hotel, but the like bar is like this, and they balanced the floor out, they leveled out the pool table. It is super cool. You gotta go do that. The second thing that I would encourage you to do is get a boat. And you say, why do I need a boat? Well, because Voyageurs National Park is mostly water, but you're gonna need a boat to get to Kettlebell Falls, and you're gonna need a boat to do a lot of the other things that I'm gonna share with you. We got on the boat yesterday. We were on it for maybe 3 hours from where we're staying here in Ash River. It took us about an hour and a half to get up to Kettlebell Falls. We passed all of these islands. We saw all of these different islands. I want to say, not 1,000, that would be untrue, like 100 different islands. There's smaller islands, larger islands, medium-sized ones. I'll show some video in here of these different islands. I'll kind of skirt it throughout this video. It is just beautiful, these islands up here and how beautiful they are on the water. It was amazing. The third thing that I would encourage you to do up here is go fishing. I went to the market the other day. I got a 3-day fishing license. Last night I took my son out fishing with my brother-in-law. Probably better to say my brother-in-law took us out fishing. I'm not used to the fishing up here. It's new to me. We didn't catch anything, but we went on the lake last night and just had a great time fishing. It's a whole different type of fishing than I'm used to. Fishing for, I think it was walleye and northern pike. I'm really used to ocean fishing or to trout fishing, but fishing up here was just super fun. And one of the things too is just beautiful being on the lake. I'm actually recording this right now. It's 8:45 p.m. It's like not dark. It's like perfect lighting. It's like beautiful right now. So the third thing you got to do is you got to go fishing. The fourth thing that you can do is I've heard you can see the northern lights. We were talking with the people at the resort that we're staying. Shout out to Sun Resort here on Ash River. And they said that there is a possibility tonight we're going to see the northern lights. They said you need to look north, which that makes sense. I didn't know that. It's not something I would have thought about. They said to look north and there's potential to see the northern light. I learned from them because I thought northern lights were only something that you saw during winter, right? When there's barely any sun, you have these long nights. She said, no, at Mother's Day weekend, they were seeing them here. Tonight, they told us that there's a huge potential that we could see the northern lights starting at about 10 p.m. If we are able to see those, I'll throw some footage in here for you. And if we're unable to see them, then it just means I'm gonna have to go to another place to try to see the northern lights. The fifth thing that you can do here is you can go on a canoe or a kayak. We're staying on the Ash River, which is just right outside of Voyageurs National Park. I actually went to one of the visitor centers today and was told it's kind of hard to stay in the park. I'll give you a 6th tip if you stick around here for a minute. So we've stayed outside of the park and taken the boat into the park. You know, once we come back here in the afternoon, kind of have some downtime, there's actually some canoes and some kayaks just right over here that our resort has provided. And just on this river right behind me, I took my kids for a very short canoe ride. Daughter's out kayaking right now. I think this just provides this great opportunity for you to have fun with your family. And so if you're looking for 5 family-friendly things to do at Voyageurs National Park, I think those are the things that you do. Here's a 6th thing. If you're feeling super adventurous, this will be your bonus tip, is book one of the campsites on Voyageurs National Park. And what you can do is you can actually canoe to these different campsites. And so it's like any other campsite that you would book. You just go on recreation.gov. They have different site names. She was telling me like one site was K47. This has been a really cool trip for me. This is a totally different video than I typically do. Being up here, being in just this peaceful, beautiful place, I figured I had to stop and take 5 to 7 minutes and just give you guys some quick tips. If you ever make it to Voyageurs National Park, those are the things that I would do again.